Subscribe to Grazia and press on the bell icon.
Hi, Manushi. Thank you so much for joining Grazia India. It's a pleasure to have you here with us.
Hi, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Amazing. All right, so let's just dive straight into it. So in back in 2017, you basically brought back the Miss World crown to India, and you're only one of six people in the country to have achieved that. So what's the journey been like since then to present day? Like how's journey been for you?
I think it's been all shades of exciting for me ever since I won Miss World. That one night did change a lot in my life. I was living a very different life. I was a student. I was studying to become a doctor, and now my first movie is going to release very soon. So very different from what I was. I'm doing very different things today, and it's been great. The whole experience, the 1 year that I traveled with Miss World, the kind of experiences that I had, the kind of exposure that I got, the kind of people that I got to meet was very. It's very rare for someone of my age, to get to do all of that, and that's something which I'll always cherish. After that, I was prepping for my first film, so getting to know more about acting and movie making was something which was very new, and it's all been good and exciting so far.
That sounds absolutely amazing. So, becoming Miss World, it kind of thrusts you into the spotlight, and it's something I'm assuming that you hadn't experienced before that. So, how did you deal with all of the attention and none of the media attention that followed after your win?
Well, I am a very shy person. I am reserved. Um, Shy might not be the right word, but I think that I've always enjoyed, being in my own world, sharing the space with myself, and I think that was one thing which I really wasn't chasing, and I didn't realize. I don't think I ever thought about it. That okay, I always, whenever I watched Miss World, I always thought that okay, when you get such a platform, you get to travel, the kind of work that you get to do, the exposure that's going to be great. I never i never like anticipated. Actually, I mean, it's very obvious that you popularity is a part of it, but
Yes.
it never came to my head, as a kid or as a 19-year-old when I entered Miss India, that okay, when you get famous or some, when you become popular, then these are the things that happen, which is great. I think it's a blessing to be to have so many people, to have an entire country celebrate your victory. And it's but sometimes initially it did get a bit overwhelming, because I was like, okay, I why is everyone looking at me, and why is everyone taking pictures of me? So I was very shy, so it took a while for me to kind of be absolutely comfortable with it, but I think I enjoy it. Now it's sweet. It's sweet that there are strangers who you've never met before, but they are happy for something good that's happening in your life. And so I think it's all sweet, and all the attention and everything, it's good. I think it's nice.
So, you are basically leaving the pageant world behind you now. It's for it's complete fresh start for you because you're foraying into acting now. So, what has the transition been like for you since you did mention that you were studying to be a doctor and stuff like that? So, what's it been like?
For me, I think it's just been more about completely forgetting what you used to do earlier and adapting to something new. Because earlier, when I was studying in college, pageantry was very new, very different from what I was doing. Similarly, acting is very different from pageantry. And there are some overlaps between everything, all these different things that I've done. But it was a very, very new chapter in my life. I think I remember coming back from crowning the next girl as Miss World. And after Vanessa's crowning, I think I took good enough 8 to 9 months to kind of just like practice whatever I could, go to workshops, get to know more about acting, scripts, filmmaking. It's very different. It is more about pageantry. I think is more about being the best version of yourself, and acting is more about kind of being a different character. So it was exciting actually. I think I started enjoying it eventually. I still remember the first few months of acting workshop. I had no idea what I was doing, and I was like, I don't know if I'm able to understand what is expected of me, but um, I used to still think about that. I don't know if I'm really doing it. Like I'm able to understand it, but I don't know if I'm really doing it. But I think I started enjoying it after 2 months. It's fun. It's fun to just kind of be a different character, and it's fun to, you know, the whole process is I can talk hours and hours about it, but the whole process is fun. I think that's what I have experienced when it came to my journey and whatever little I've had in acting.
All right, awesome. So, since you did mention that, it took you a while to like, get into the zone and stuff like that. Did you ever think like when you growing up as a child, did you always want to be an actress, or did you like, did not just imagine like something like this happening to you?
I never grew up dreaming that I wanted to be an actor. I feel like when I was a child, I was very quiet. So my mother put me into a lot of dance classes, theater, and a lot of other co-curricular activities because she realized that I uh, as as much as I love being a quiet, shy person, a kid, I completely open up when I'm performing or when I'm on stage. So the love for performance came from there, but I never grew up thinking that I want to be an actor or that I want to pursue a career. I never actively thought about pursuing a career in the Hindi film industry. I feel like I came from a doctor's family, and I grew up with kids. With I had friends and all my classmates, everyone. We all knew that if we grew up, we have to go to college. All of us were kind of dreaming to become doctors or engineers or lawyers or bureaucrats. So there was never like no one ever came up to me and told me I want to become an actor. So I think it was more of like it's just a different world that you grew up in, right? So I always knew that I would go to college, and then I'll get a good degree, then kind of work after that. So education has obviously been given a lot of importance, whether it was in my family or within my peer group. But I always knew that I wanted to compete at Miss World. I always thought that that was an experience which would help me in life, an experience which of course you learn so much from, and then coming back and practice, like putting all of that into practice even as a doctor would have helped me. What I didn't realize is that you get exposed to a very different kind of life, and once popularity reaches you, it's very difficult to live a student's life again. So acting kind of happened to me because I started enjoying it. I really started enjoying it, and I said, okay, this is fun. But initially, somewhere there was an underlying feeling of okay, you know what, this is a great opportunity. A lot of people, I don't come from the industry, so for me, being an outsider, it was a very big platform that I was getting. But more than that, what I felt was that um, this is something which is I looked at it as a great opportunity initially, before it becoming something that I was really, really passionate about. To be brutally honest, somewhere there was also a little bit uh, of I did feel a little bit that, oh, I'm letting go of medical school. Like, how do I manage and how do I finish it? There was a feeling of that too. But I think I'm glad I made that decision because I'm really happy, and I think I'm really happy with what I'm doing today, and what all I've gotten to do in the last 2 years. All both the films have been great experiences, and I can imagine doing this for the rest of my life. So a great I think it happened by accident, not something that I was really, really thinking about. I always enjoyed it, but I never looked at it as a career, and today I'm trying to make a career out of it.
That sounds lovely. I mean, it sounds like, you've totally gotten into it, and like it's lovely to like, see you coming out of your, like, since you mentioned that you're like slightly introverted as well, it's like a perfect way for you to get out of your shell as well. So I think that's amazing. So tell us, like, there's so much excitement about Prithviraj because, it is a period drama after all. So tell us a little bit about the movie and what we can expect from it.
Well, everyone already knows the story of Samrat Prithviraj Chauhan. So, but this is a fresh take. It's inspired by Prithviraj Raso. And I think for me to play Sanyogita was a great opportunity because she as a character is someone that people have spoken about, people know about her, they've read about her. But to bring life to that character and to kind of add my own flavor was, of course, again, a really fun thing to do. I think the movie Prithviraj is, of course, I mean, the story is not something which is very different. I mean, everyone knows about the story, but it's, I think the film is more about the characters, whether it was Prithviraj, Chand Bardai, Sanyogita. I think kind of understanding the decisions that these characters made at that time, why they made it, which was very relevant centuries ago. But even today in a contemporary world, there will be a certain connect that you'll have. And I think that is that's the great thing that the film has done. And obviously I can't give out a lot, but I will say that I've really enjoyed shooting it. I think when the first time I heard the script, I fell in love with it. I have read the story of Sanyogita and Prithviraj, their love story, which is one of the most spoken about love stories from history. And to kind of be a part of it was again a great experience. And I'm really excited. And I really hope that people like how we've presented the story of Prithviraj Chauhan.
Yeah, I think we're all really looking forward to watching the movie for sure. So, tell us some of the key highlights while shooting for the movie. I mean, it must have been pretty hectic considering that, it is a period drama at the end of the day. It requires even more effort than, like your usual movies. So tell us about some of the key highlights.
Well, it was a long, it was a a long list of I have a long list of highlights from the movie, but but a great experience. I think, for me, I was starting out. I got to work with the biggest production house, with Dr. Saab as the director, with Akshay sir, Sonu Sood, and Sanjay sir, as my co-actors. I think for me, it was so much that I had to kind of absorb and learn from everyone around me. And that was one of the biggest highlights, shooting for Prithviraj. Of course, there was a lot of fun on sets with everyone. And Prithviraj, definitely, it being a period film, it was very heavy, whether it came to the scenes or the language or your costume, and everything was very intense, it being a period film. But I think the people that I got to work with made it, brought the fun element into it. And it was a long shoot, but I think I've kind of experienced a lot more than normal people who would debut would experience, whether it was performing stunts or the kind of training that I had to go through for the songs and everything, which is again, like, I mean, it's great that I got to do all of that in the first film.
Sounds amazing. So, after this movie, I mean, it's like a huge deal. So, like, what lies ahead for you in the future?
I think after my first film releases, um, I'm excited, and I'm yet to see what lies ahead, because I will be starting a new journey. And I feel like I would love to work with more people in the industry. I would love to explore the world of cinema. And I am very excited to also learn more about acting and learn more about kind of performing. So I think that that's of course there, but apart from that, I feel like life is a journey of discovering more about yourself, and that's something which I will continue doing. So yeah, let's see what I learn out of this whole experience. And hopefully I get to do a lot of good projects.
I think we're all really looking forward to seeing you blossom in the industry. So that's absolutely amazing. And thank you so much for taking all the time to speak with us. This has been really great.
Thank you so much. Thank
Thank
you.
you.